Hey basketball players, today I'm going to be breaking down Jamaal Murray versus Steve Nash. These are two amazing Canadian point guards, one of which is retired, which is Steve Nash. Today we're going to be seeing who is better and at what, because both of these players are very good and very similar. So in this first clip, we are going to be checking out Jamaal Murray. We are going to be doing passing, as well as driving and perimeter shooting game. From there, Jamaal Murray is very similar to Steve Nash when it comes to his shooting, and that is he uses screen and rolls. Screen and roll shooting is a massive part of his game. Here we see Plumlee setting a screen for Jamaal Murray. Jamaal Murray is using that screen, and then he does a quick hop step into his shot and takes his three-point shot. There's one main way that Jamaal Murray takes his shot, and that is usually off of a jump stop. Meanwhile, Steve Nash, when he is looking to shoot that ball, he is still using that screen and roll. Both of these players are great passers when it comes to basketball, when it comes to driving towards the rim, and they both have a very good big man rolling towards the basket, which is what allows these players, both Steve Nash and Jamaal Murray, to allow them to have so much space between them and the hedge player. This would be the hedger because he would be guarding Stoudemire in this case, and then Steve Nash is able to get up that shot. Now, one thing that we do see, instead of a jump stop that we see with Jamaal Murray, Steve Nash kicks his foot down, which stops his momentum in this direction and moves it into the upwards direction for his shot. And as we see here, their shooting forms are actually fairly similar when it comes down to it. However, Steve Nash, he tends to have his elbow underneath that ball a bit more. When it comes to passing, like I was mentioning, both of these players tend to have very good big men who they play with. Now, Steve Nash had Amar'e Stoudemire, and Jamaal Murray has Nikola Jokic. Both players are very good around the basket. Amar'e Stoudemire being a bit stronger, but Nikola Jokic is able to finish around much more traffic with softer hands. So as we see here, they being Denver, will even run off-ball screens for Jamaal Murray to get that ball, and he automatically will look to shoot, and nobody wants Jamaal Murray to shoot because his shooting percentage is so high. So he will, on a regular occurrence, have two players who are closing out on him to stop him from shooting, which allows Nikola Jokic to be able to cut into open areas of the court to be able to get that pass and to get a nice easy layup. Meanwhile, Steve Nash, what he does for passing is to drive towards the rim to draw double team players, because Steve Nash is able to finish quite well around the basket, and we're going to be really breaking that down very soon. But for him, he's able to draw double team players, somehow get that ball around the center who then double teams him or helps out with defense, and then Amar'e Stoudemire is able to throw down the massive slam. That is the difference between the two big men. Amar'e Stoudemire will look to destroy and damage the rim, while Nikola Jokic looks to lay up the ball nice and easily. Steve Nash is also very good even when he is about to lose the ball. He's able to find players who are wide open for the three-point shot as well. Here we have Steve Nash not using a screen, but driving straight towards the rim. And this is what I mean by his ability to finish and why so many centers drop off on him to be able to guard him and leave Amar'e Stoudemire wide open. Another thing that Amar'e Stoudemire does is he sets it up so that he can get the pass as well. So here we have, if Steve Nash doesn't go up for the basket, he could continue to dribble out this way and somehow get that ball to Amar'e Stoudemire. And what I mean by somehow is He's just a master at being able to pass that ball around players in the post. And because of that, Amar'e Stoudemire's man doesn't come out to help. He's sealed anyways behind Amar'e Stoudemire, and what we have is Steve Nash somehow able to finish between 3 players and get that layup. Now here's another one. He's driving after that screen and roll, and now instead of going up for that pass, well, we see this player who could be coming down, this player who's looking to try and block, this player over here who's kind of hesitant on who he should be guarding. Because in this situation, it's that defender right there who has to make the decision. Am I going to defend Steve Nash, or am I going to give this player a wide open dunk or layup? And that's what he does. He defends the player who's cutting towards or rolling towards the basket instead of actually defending Steve Nash, who just goes up for a nice easy floater off the backboard. Now remember how I was mentioning how Steve Nash is able to finish around players attacking the basket. He was able to do that even into his later years into the league. However, he was never as flashy as Jamaal Murray. As we can see here in this year's playoffs, Jamaal Murray is able to get some nasty baskets that we would never assume a player is able to get. Especially this one that blew up the basketball world. Imagine going up for what looks to be a dunk, getting almost blocked by LeBron James, deciding, oh, I need to go up with my left hand. Oh, wait, his hand's still there. And then somehow get around and put enough English on that ball to have it go in. This is something Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant would dream of doing. Meanwhile, we do still have Steve Nash, who can go and fake a shot almost, get this player up off the ground, fake a layup in the middle of the rim, in the middle of the key, and then scoop around with his left arm and be able to finish high off glass. Now, I'm not going to say who's better because they are both fantastic players, and of course, Steve Nash won that back-to-back MVP. I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments who you think is the better point guard. I'll see you guys again next time.